who specializes on horoscope, fortune telling, psychic readings, and spiritual guides. With over 30 years of experience, she has been touching lives positively, bringing hope to the broken, healings to the depressed, and answers to the questions about nature. You can call Sister Dobong on 718-253-7273. The number again, 718-253-7273. Or you can also come to 1752 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn in New York. 1752 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, Namakamboe. Oh, Namakamboe.
DJ Partners.
Oh, Namakamboe.
You're listening to King and Queen Radio.
No, man. Number one, David Brown. It's your boy Joe Vingna again. Eleleba. My guy, I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. I say I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. Them they make girls just anytime when we drop money not the language, oh, I got my voltage, oh. Got my own page, oh, I roll it down there, roll it. Feel 'em, drop it down, let the people feel 'em. From the east to the west, all the girls them feel 'em. This brown new sound, everybody them feel 'em. Yeah. Let them make them feel 'em. Drop the sound, the music them feel 'em. All the fine girls them come, them feel 'em. The moto a quiet bomb, the people them feel 'em. Yeah. My guy, I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. I say I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. Oh lo lo lo, oh lo, oh lo lo, oh lo lo, oh lo lo lo, oh lo lo, oh lo lo. Them they make us just so oh lo lo, oh lo lo. Anytime when we drop oh lo. Say I got the juice, I got the vibe. So now me be the guy she want knock for the night. Say my pack and I make her feel alright. Are you? Baby, let me be your teacher. Come with your sister, my guys go please yo. Cause anything you want say there for this area. Come back we start yo. Say you don't fall for me, you don't go funny. Baby, come let me cover you. Anything you define, all on me, Joving. Them they make us just so anytime when we drop them they make us just so anytime when we drop
Well, good morning, Africa. I don't know. Africa is awake, and we are waking you up this morning saying smile.
Smile.
Because we got so much in store this morning for you.
Yes, yeah.
We just got a lot of news topics, different things going on. And like, good morning to you.
Morning.
And DJ Pop, my good morning to you.
Morning.
I want to say a big shout out over there to my team out there in Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New
Yeah.
York. It was kind of a festival. It was so beautiful. Everything was so lovely, sweet.
Yeah.
We had a beautiful time. King and Queen was in the Parkway, and we just had a great, great time. So, it's so much we did and so much we experienced, the parties, the dancing, and New
Yeah.
York celebration was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I want to thank my DJ Tony Blend for blending up such good music tonight here because we still celebrating and we had a great time. And
Yeah.
Queen Makeda and all the rest was
Yeah.
on. And I tell you, got to go back and listen to the show. The show will be put on throughout the week.
Yeah.
Uh, our our shows will be shown throughout the week, so you can always find them on Facebook, on the kingandqueenradio.com, all over the platforms. The shows will be promoted, so you'll be able to see the show now because they're going to be put on there. So Lot will be taking care of that for us.
Yeah.
And DJ Pop Mom plays such beautiful music.
Yeah.
I'm just waking up. I'm trying to get myself together here, but I
Good.
know it's so beautiful here this morning in Africa. Oh God, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So Africa is awakening. I'm waking up right here with you with Lot and DJ Puff Mark, and we
Yeah.
got a great show for you. So enjoy the music and Lot. How are you feeling, Lot? Tell me, how are you feeling? You
Yeah.
did such an excellent job this week, and
Thank you.
everything is so beautiful. So
Thank you.
tell us what's new and what's going on.
Uh, Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning once again to all our beautiful listeners. We are back again and we hope that you're all doing great. And you know me, I'm always, there's no how I will not be fine. When I listen to music 24 hours, I work with music 24 hours. I work with King and Queen Radio. As a King and Queen Radio staff, I listen to the latest music. I'm always updated. And there's no how you break somebody who is glued to music. Somebody who taps his energy from music is not easily broken, except if music doesn't exist. So maybe I'm not understood very well, but I'm fine. I'm doing okay. I'm doing great. I'm always energetic, and especially for the station, I will be super robust. And anytime to make sure that I give out my best. And as a King and Queen radio presenter, it's one of those things that you have to make sure that you give the audience always to stay top notch all over the world. Remember, it's not just in Nigeria. Remember, it's not just in Africa. It is worldwide. So right now, if you're listening to us from other parts of the world, we welcome you to this great beautiful episode of the Monday Night Show, like we always do, holding it together with the CEO herself, the owner of King and Queen Radio, Zina Palin herself, aka Sister Dobong, the one and only radio mama from the States, holding it down globally and making sure that we give you the best of the program. Hey, we're concerned with your spirituality. We give you the best of updates. Are we not the best? We feed you with the latest information. We give you historical facts that you have to dig in libraries that will take you hours and hours and years before you fetch out. So this is the best station that does it better than your best. So we are here again to give you the best, like we always do. A big shout out to all our listeners out there in the city of Abuja, in Calabar, in Ibadan, in Osun State, and Accra, Kumasi, Ethiopia, Johannesburg, Port Elizabeth, and of course all over the motherland. So it is a great pleasure having you once again. We have a lot of stuff to discuss tonight. I mean, this morning, yes, of course. In another place, it's night. In Southeast Asia, probably is maybe afternoon right now. And there are countries that are so ahead of the West Africa. Even though West Africa is ahead of the States, 5 hours difference, and sometimes it goes back to 4. And you know the time zones are just amazing and mysterious, and we're all in the same day but different hours. And so it's a great thing to know some of the beautiful wonders of nature. This is how life is, and sometimes we just have to learn from it and appreciate the wonders of nature. Yeah.
There's so many things going on here in America.
Okay.
Uh, did you know there's a place called Ashenda?
Okay.
Ashenda is a period when young girls come out to celebrate with their natural hair. Did you hear that lot? With their natural hair.
Yeah.
And it's a culture celebration associated in northern Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And that's especially to the Tigray
Yeah.
and the Alhambra.
Yeah, wow. I think I heard something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw it on the news some times ago when was it on a South African channel? They were showing that I think there's an annual celebration in Ethiopia where these ladies come out to celebrate something like that, and they are all in their natural hairs. I think I saw something like that, but I wasn't too very observant because I'm always occupied. I'm always occupied. I'm always occupied. So either I'm reading, or I'm making music, or I'm making a beat, or I'm majorly working for the station. So I'm always occupied, especially for the station. I'll always be occupied. So, but I think I saw something like that, and I was actually curious to see what that thing was all about. But I was occupied, like I said. But all about Ethiopia is one of my favorite country. Like I always tell people, like I always tell the world, it's one of the best places you can visit. Ethiopia is older than Egypt. Ethiopia is older, one of the oldest nation recorded, even in the Bible times, even before the Bible times. Ethiopia, the name Ethiopia has always been Ethiopia, like that in the ancient times up to today. So before it was called the land of the Chaldeans, so these were the Chaldeans originated from. This is where the Abraham believed to come from. So it's not what we're supposed to be talking about, but hey, I love Ethiopia and there's so much I know about Ethiopia, but this seems to be different. Anyway, it's one of those things that man needs to learn from that. I think I will dig up some of the information, but I think I have some little things to say about that anyway.
And I say Alhambra, I take that back.
Okay,
It's
okay,
Amhara. I
okay.
thought I was in Africa right now. It's
Amharic,
Tigray and Amhara, the
Amharic.
regional states. It is a unique thing for the females as it reserved the girls and the young women's. And it's a
Yeah.
yearly event during which the target group engage in different fun activities, including drumming, dancing, socialization. And
Yes.
that's a real big thing, and that's through August through September. So we want to join our brothers and sisters over there in Ethiopia to
Yeah.
this great event. Lord, it must be a beautiful thing to see all our women's with their natural hair. And
Yes.
tell me, why do people don't accept their natural hair a lot, and why our African people has to change our hair? I know I keep my natural hair. I comb
Yeah.
it. I put oils on it. I put shea butter on it and things on it to keep it soft and nice.
Yes.
But I like natural hair. I use no chemicals whatsoever. Lot, why so many women's that you see use so much chemicals in their hair? And not only that, the men's are using it too. And what do you think about men's doing their hair the same way? What do you think about that? Give us your intake on that.
I think it's not actually everybody that would appreciate the way they are. People will always be wishing, like somebody will wish they are black, and some people will wish they are white. So they wouldn't appreciate the way nature has made them to be. So people would always wish they can be some people in life, but anyway, it's in a different context. Let me put it in a way, in terms of complexion. Somebody would want to be like as attractive as let me use for example Beyonce. Nobody has it all, and people need to learn to appreciate their gifts and how nature has made them to be. You can only add maybe an advanced features to yourself, to your own personality, but I think trying to change yourself is gonna change everything about you. Probably it's gonna affect you in different ways. And so many people, especially women, even in Nigeria, a lot of women do a lot of hairstyles. They don't actually nurture their own natural hairs and take care of it for it to come out and add to their beauty. But then a lot of people actually, for some people, the artificial hair may look good on them, except in cases where people are having bald hair or maybe other things. Like, I would recommend that if they are not very much comfortable, because any slight changes on people's hair, some people are very sensitive, they just like it. But some people, it is all to your own comfort. And it's actually a free world. That is my own take on that. It's actually a free world, and people have the freedom to have maybe a choice of their own outlook and how they feel they should look like. So I wouldn't want to condemn that, but as most as Africans, especially to our brothers and sisters out there, there are people who are actually had everything but still not satisfied anyway. So there are still those ones that are supposed to be the way they are, but they say no. They just want to be. They can spend a lot of money just to look like somebody they want to. So I think my take on that is that it depends. It all depends on the individual and the situation. So this I actually remember one of the name was they call it, one of the hairstyles in Ethiopia, they call it, for the braids, the natural thing they do is that the albaso braids, which are the traditional Habesha hairstyle, which you mentioned earlier, and they are is recognized in Ethiopia and Eritrea. Eritrea is also a neighboring country to Ethiopia, because they are not far. They are distant relatives. They are just very close to each other. They share similar cultures together. And don't be surprised, there are similar cultures you can find. The thing is, it pains me anytime I go through African history, remembering that there was a time that the whole Africa was one. There was no diversity. The only time is maybe the language differences in slides of language, and people speak a little bit of other tribes or other tongue, but then we were still connected and we were one. So it's all amazing, and there's something to learn from them. I think they're trying to preserve. When I checked some of the stuffs, was it when I was making a research on that, I think I saw some of the stuffs. One of the reasons which they observe that like a festival is to remind themselves of their natural looks and make sure that they maintain that. And I believe that by so doing is going to help them preserve some of their own cultures, Ethiopian cultures, and pass it to the next upcoming generation, which is a great thing to do. You don't have to allow other influence of other culture to influence your own culture and take from you. And then so many cultures are facing extinction in Africa. The cultures of from entertainment, from medicine, from fashion, from art and creativity. So many cultures are facing extinction. But then these are some of the ways we can actually preserve some of our norms and cultures in the society, from our dressing, a way of life of the people, and so some part of the lifestyle. So it's one of those things. And a big shout out to all our beautiful sisters out there in Ethiopia. Probably my wife is going to come from Ethiopia. Who knows? Hey, I'm not married yet, but who knows? Who knows the future? But I love Ethiopia. And for all my Ethiopia's brothers and sisters out there, peace and blessings to you. Let's enjoy some songs, of course, from DJ Padmax, and let's before we come back and continue with the show.
You're listening to King and Queen Radio.
Number one DJ Padmax. Lyrical master.
On the beat, being cracked.
Hello, how are you doing, Bell? How are you doing, Bell? How are you doing, Hello? Hello, how are you doing, Bell? How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl? She want top up. She want the guy who go top up. She want the rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up. She want top up. She want the guy who go top up. She want the rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up. None of me. Excuse me, baby, let me talk to you. Excuse me, can I have your number? Excuse me, girl, I wanna make you mine. She said she's not interested. Excuse me, baby, let me chat with you. Excuse me, will you be my lover? Excuse me, girl, I wanna make you mine. She said she's not interested. She said she want man like Adeleke. She said she want man like Dangote. She said she want man like Adorola. She said not the robbers. She said she want guy like Timaya. She said she want guy like Opio. She said she want guy like Starboy. Not got the robbers. Oh my girl, you on top up. She no like any guy with the fuck up. If you no get money for your pocket, make it shut up. Hello, how are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, hello? Hello, how are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, hello? She want top up. She want the guy who go top up. She want the rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up. She want top up. She want the guy who go top up. She want the rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up. Hello, how are you? Real things on this. Then craft on the beats. Intent on the mix.
Say yo.
BNH record. How are you doing?
You're listening to King and Queen Radio.
Dolly boy, hello, look, yeah. She goes there. My pretty little princess, goodness. Oh my god, yeah, she's full of greatness. I go bless you every day on my diet. Any nigga come close, I go shout diet. On top me to sell a H, baby no fit diet. Follow me, parachute, make we go fly jet. This one no be street matter, never ever fly fence. Carry me, meaty papa, make up pay your diary. On a wedding day, all of us will fly yellow. With my fellow, them go follow. Cause I'm slim and I'm fresh, never die. A, B, C, me and you go count together. 1, 2, 3. No stress, no stress. A, B, C. Me and you go count together. 1, 2, 3. No stress, no stress. Brother me, but no bother me. I don't care about the economy. Buhari, oh no Buhari. Anything you want, I go ordering. Hello, babe, into the room. Yeah, me and you, yeah, we go talk. You could talk, it go. You could talk, it talk. Yeah. You could talk. I never play for a fool. We could talk. We could talk, it go. Yeah. A, B, C. Me and you go count together. 1, 2, 3. No stress, no stress. A, B, C. Me and you go count together. 1, 2, 3. No stress, no stress. Anything you want, normally I go do. I go shift the womb if you tell me to do. Yeah, the promised land, all of us, we go reach. Yeah. listen to rhythm, harmony, melody, show walking, comedy. Me and you go chop money. Everly, normally, my money eat the body. I no go never, ever trade it for money. I get money for body, my pocket, bank account, for wallet. Normally, I no go borrow for money. I get money for body, my pocket, bank account, for wallet. Normally, I no go borrow for money. Yeah, yeah. Baby,
To King and Queen
me
Radio.
and you go come together. 1, 2, 3. No stress, no stress. A, B, C. Me and you go come together. 1, 2, 3. No stress, no stress.
Tiger Man on the mix.
King and Queen Radio. You're listening to King and Queen Radio. King and Queen Radio.
I don't know, man. Number 1, David Brown. It's your boy Joving again.
My guy, I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. I say I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. Them they make girls just anytime when we drop money not the language, oh, I got my voltage, oh, got my own page, oh, I roll it down there, roll it.
Feel 'em, drop it down, let the people feel 'em. From the east to the west, all the girls them feel 'em. This brand new sound, everybody them feel 'em. Yeah, them make them feel 'em. Drop it down, the music them feel 'em. All the fine girls them come, them feel 'em. The motor acquire bomb, the people them feel 'em.
My guy, I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. I say I got the vibes, I got the juice. I got some girls in the mood. Some girls really like to the groove, yeah. Ooh, lo, 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 ooh, lo, lo, ooh, lo, lo, ooh, lo, 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 ooh, lo, lo, ooh, lo, lo. Them they make girls just ooh, lo, lo, ooh, lo, lo. Anytime when we drop ooh, lo, ooh, lo, lo.
Hey, I got the juice, I got the vibe. So now me be the guy, she want knock for the night. Say my back, and I make her feel alright. Are you? Baby, let me be your teacher. Come with your sister, my guys go please you. Cause anything you want, say it there. For this area, come back, we start yo. She don't fall for me. It don't go funny. Baby, come let me cover you. Anything you define, call on me, Joving.
Them they make girls just anytime when we drop them they make girls just
You're listening to King and Queen Radio.
anytime when we drop
That's what's so make you come and say to baby.
You're listening to
So
King
many
and
things we
Queen
gotta
Radio.
do, baby. You put the fire in my eyes, so shawty. Body motion. And I love you control myself again. Boy, I tell me your location. Only 5 minutes, baby, I get there. Boy, I tell me your location. Only 5 minutes, baby, I get there. You dey conceal your potential. All I want is to make you my baby. You dey conceal your potential. All I want is to make you my baby. Location. emotional. You call it madness, but I call it love. Supernatural. I'll be keeping it real with you till the day I die. I'll be all your hands. Baby, another day without you. Cause life is somebody when it's about you. I feel it so lonely when you there. I don't look at you. Will you tell me your location? Only 5 minutes, baby, I get there. Will you tell me your location? Only 5 minutes, baby, I get there. You dey cause your potential. All I want is to make you my baby. You dey cause your potential. All I want is to make you my baby. So make it come outside to baby. Make we enjoy. So many things we gotta do, baby. You make my world go round. You put the fire in my eyes, so shawty. Burning bush. And I don't control myself again. Will you tell me your location? Only 5 minutes, baby, I get there. Will you tell me your location? Only 5 minutes, baby, I get there. You dey cause your potential. All I want is to make you my baby. You dey cause your potential. All I want is to make you my baby.
Yes, we're back again. And of course, in case you're joining us, this is King and Queen Radio / Brooklyn Station. And this is Monday Night Show. We're always giving you the best of music, entertainment, information, latest updates. And of course, the Monday Night Show is locked and loaded to entertain you and make sure that you have a fruitful day. And a big shout out to all our listeners all over the world and happy Memorial Day. And big shout out to all those people who donated and supported King and Queen Radio, who donated and supported the CEO herself, Zina Palin, and she was sharing with us, and we thank you so much and we appreciate how you always support the station. I know it's a great thing because we are here because you are, because without you we are nothing. So we appreciate you all over the world. We thank you so much. We appreciate the donations, the support, the sharing, the prayers, and of course the kind gestures you always do to support the station. We will continue to grow together, and the energy you give to us reciprocates back to you, and we grow together, Thank you very much. And the last song you just heard was Location by Smoke's Kitchen, one of King and Queen Radio artists, and these guys are doing amazingly well, and we would love you to support what these guys do.
And I want to say out there, all our listeners out there, a good morning to you. And if you're in other parts of the world, we want to say thank you for tuning in every week. It's growing more and more, and we really appreciate when you share and like, because that builds the station. We don't ask you for no money, but if you want to donate, of course you can donate on kingandqueenradio.com. That would be nice, but just click on and share the pages with us and build us. Help build us. Everybody's listening, millions of people are listening, but you're not tapping that button. You need to share and like. Come on, folks. We waited. We depend on you. So show your love by sharing and liking the pages, please, and supporting all our artists. They work so hard. We want to support each other. When it comes to other races, we talk about how good they are, but we could be just as good if we support each other. So we want to see that love coming from you right now this morning. Show us how you love us by sharing. And we will appreciate it. Share and like and subscribe, please. Subscribe, share, and like. That will build us. King and Queen Radio. So you want us to go to the top of the world, you've got to show some appreciation.
Yes.
And so all the countries have something going on. In Ghana, there's big things going on. I'll be letting you know later on what's going on in Ghana. But you know, not only in America, it's the holiday. It's all over the world, and it's time to get back to school here in America. So it's a big thing here.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's of course a great thing, and of course those of you who are, and we hope that you're enjoying the great holidays over the states. It's a great thing to celebrate, and always look out for your families and your loved ones and your friends, because this family is of course the paramount thing. Everyone is working hard, everyone is doing amazingly well. We pray that the world become a better place due with the kind of effort everybody is making. We pray that everybody is going to make a change in his or her own way, in their own ways, to make this world a better place.
and you know, Lord, another big thing is
Yeah.
what I want the people to know worldwide. I hope you had some good breakfast this morning, and I
Yeah.
hope you had enjoyed some good soup,
Yeah.
something nice and warm.
Yeah.
So tell us, well, you know, I want to say DJ Pop Mark, you're doing such a great job, and the whole team.
Yeah.
I really want to give a shout out there to all our artists out there
Yeah.
that's on this show with us, and we love you all, and we're gonna keep promoting you to all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
Big up to all our artists out there, David Brown. We got Smoke Kitchen.
Yeah.
Our only DJ Pop Mark.
Yeah.
Cheers them. Big up to you.
Yeah.
Boy Why. And Sugar Ice. We never say you, but you part of our team too. So big up to you, Sugar Ice.
Yeah.
And it's so much going on out there. And I can just say here, we're going to have a lot to talk about. And it's everything is going good here with us in Nigeria. I
Yeah.
think things are changing a little bit. I think people are feeling much better. And I think people are coming to a realization of their culture and
Yes.
coming back to the natural resources. And Mother Nature is speaking out to us to claim what's ours. So all Nigerians here, I think, are feeling better about themselves and starting to understand. And Lot, you really mentioned about the young generation, how they are looking at life in a different way. But
Yes.
now, Lot, are they looking at life from the African way, or now is it intermixed with looking at it from a new standpoint? For example,
Yes.
if television, a lot of cultures don't let kids watch televisions and new computers, and a lot of religions, even in the Judaism here in America, and even in certain, they keep it only in their culture you watch, and don't watch other people culture. Do you think the Africans are copying from the European culture?
Okay.
Already we was influenced by England. Do you think they're copying from the American culture and adapting a new generation of people,
Yes.
African centric, but also including the American English culture? Do you
Yes.
think they're changing really from their African ways slowly, and not seeing it, even though you feel they're moving in the future? You said last week, but are they moving in a different future, which can make them later on be just as Americanized as the American or English colonized? What do
Yeah.
you say?
I think change is a constant phenomenon. Like I said earlier, change affects everything with time, and somehow, some way, the change is usually unpredictable. It's not something you can predict, except if you learn from the outcomes. So, the TV, let's say the major influences in the world today is the internet, the TV, and of course, the popular culture. Now, for example, let's say you earlier mentioned that we already influenced by the English people, which is true. And another thing to understand is that the television plays a major role in influencing the culture, the society, and the environment, as itself as a primary source of information is one of the places where people get information and entertainment, and of course education. People get education from the television, they get entertained from the television, and they get a lot of source of information from the television. So the television plays, like I said, it plays a major role in influencing the culture and the society in a very larger way. Now, before the coming of the internet, where people used to stick to TVs were the major. After radio, the next thing was the TV. So the TV would people would stay hours and hours, watch movies, watch music videos, and that was before the coming of the internet in the 80s. Was it in the 90s, 80s? I don't know. But the whole thing is that the TV plays a major role. Now, another thing is that the internet also influences people. But since you answered the question, you asked me the question about the TV, I will just limit the scope based on the television. Now, the television, one thing about the television you need to know is that everything that has the capability to build people has the ability to destroy people as well. Because if you look at this very critical, there are so many pornographic images that the children watch from the TV, which they are not supposed to watch. They are not supposed to allow it. They are not supposed to be exposed to those type of images, because it deals and it kills them subconsciously. It is sending a negative image subconsciously to their mind, and then it creates a negative and a destructive type of image to them. So now it's like if you talk about the modern day society and mind control, the TV plays one of the major roles in like the influence of people. So I wouldn't say the other ones are left out, but TV is one of the most. There are people who got their healings from the TV. Like if you're doing a program live and direct, and somebody's watching your own program on the TV, the person would get relieved. For example, if you're running the spiritual special prayers for remedy for healings, remedy to cast out negative energy, motivational sections, you can, just like other people do their own programs on TV at the same time. So for example, if you're doing that, there are millions of people who are going to be watching your channels. And one thing with people is that whether it is not pleasing to other people, it is of course somebody's favorite channel, and it's of course somebody's favorite program. So it's one of those things. They will never miss that program no matter what. So the way people spend time with the TV, it's making them so addictive. It is very contagious. TV is contagious. Imagine if they say tomorrow the president of United States is going to be addressing the whole world on all the TV channels all over the world by so time, because there are people who actually want to follow where America is headed to globally. So they would want to watch what the program is all about. They will wait on the TV and make sure they watch that. So all we are just trying to say is that it plays a major role. People get information there, people are educated there, and of course people are also destroyed there. So anything that has the capability to build, it also has the capability to destroy. It depends on which way and how it is being used. So if you are a parent out there listening to our voice, of course, from King and Queen Radio, you need to regulate the way you allow your children to get used to the television. This may be very laughable. This is 2023, and this will be very laughable in other places and parts of the world. But whether we like it or not, it's making a change in these children, whether you like it or not. Is creating and impacting a change in them. So if it is a positive change, you're lucky as a parent. But if it is negative, the destruction is generational.
It's something that will be passed from them to their own children. So you have to be very, very careful. There are certain habits that are not being taught by the parents. The children learn it from the TV. So it is also the influence of the negativities the children get from the media. So, it's one of those things that people should learn from and make sure that they, devise means of avoiding those things. So it is a very, very crucial, we are in a very crucial times that we need to be careful and observe everything we do, because these children, sometimes they don't even listen to what we say. They only watch what we do, especially as, people, they are, like, when I talk about children that are below 10 years old, like from 10 years old, because at least if you're 18 years old, you'll be able to make your own decisions, and but still we need to understand the power of this media, of, because everything you learn in today, in the way learning gets to the mind of a human being, is through listening, through watching, and through getting information. Listening and watching are the major source for which information comes into the mind of a person. So we need to be extra careful. So it's one of those things. That's my take on that.
Now, last week we got into the bit about slavery, and everybody heard your conversation, and I got so many feedbacks from it.
Okay.
And one of the feedbacks that came from one of the clients, and I won't say that one of the clients, one of our listeners, and they said, well, Lord, who is to blame for slavery? Is it our African? And by the way, they was from Africa,
Yeah.
and they was from Kenya. They said, who is to blame? Shout out to all the Kenyans out there listening. Who
Yeah.
was to blame? Was it our African people, or was it coming from the people who come into the country and started colonizing the country?
Okay. All right. The thing is, when you talk about slavery in general, why did slavery actually happen? One of the first reasons why slavery actually happened was that there is this group of the Western world, I would say, from where the countries, I wouldn't want to go because it's maybe beyond the scope, because the countries are many: Germany, Portuguese, Americas, England, British, and of course the Belgiums. King Leopold is from there, and the rest of them. These people came to Africa in search of cheap labor. I'll use the word cheap labor from other sources. They're looking for manpower because obviously they don't have the strength to do certain work. They're looking for a driving force that would thrive their economy, boost their economy, and make them productive. Now, this requires a lot of hard labor, and I don't know how they discovered it. The history of slavery is so big, so older than me, so older than my 400 of my generations. So the whole thing is, these people came to Africa. They realized that they found out that these African people are very, very strong. They are very strong. They can work for hours. They can work for hours and hours and hours. So they found out that they tried to penetrate. They weren't just successful. They have to study the people, go back, prepare, and then they come back. They have to go and prepare, then they come back. Now, in the psychology of crime, if somebody wants to attack you, maybe not you in person, they would want to use somebody maybe close to you, or maybe somebody around you. Or if somebody wants to attack, for example, a village in Brooklyn, let's assume there's no village in Brooklyn. Let's assume there's a village in Brooklyn, and the people are not primitive, but they're just normal. They're connected to each other. Now, if somebody wants to come in and destroy and take over that place, he will use some of the people around there. in my own tribe, they said they said gruma moi gruma jimotu gruma famoka dang ma chin ma pike pian shu grum famo. So which means that like somebody, a foreigner that wants to destroy you, would have to use your own people against you. So first of all, they will look out for some people that are hungry, some people that are, they have this betraying ability. They can sell their own people, and then they will use them, and then they will attack. They will use those people to penetrate you. Because sometimes, imagine if everybody was strong, they wouldn't have any means of penetration. But if they find a weak spot of people of weak minds, they will just use those people and penetrate your own people, and they will get you, because those people know everything about you, and they will give the enemy an information about you. I'm not saying those people are enemies, but obviously somehow they were, because they were intruders, because they were like colonizers. So they were colonizers that actually used some of our own people to attack our own people. So in essence, what I'm actually saying is that slavery wouldn't have been successful if not for the sake of, if not for the hands of other people, of our own people that are in there. Let me even give you an interesting fact. The last time I think I went to Badagry, the slave port in Lagos, where the slaves were being sold out, the last place, they call that place the point of no return. If you go to, I think I need to revisit that place again, snap the places, and then maybe do some little documentaries, and then we go about it on the, let's see how we can talk about it with the other team, and then we'll go there and fetch some video content over there. Now these people, some of our own people betrayed us. You will not believe it, but I am telling you the truth. They will give, some of these colonizers will give our own people maybe a mirror, salt, because obviously at that time the means of goods, the means of business is trading by barter. The means of exchange of goods and services then but was done by maybe some petty commodities. Somebody can just use mirror. My own people have not seen a mirror. What we use is we use different things to bring out the marriage. When we want to do certain things, we bring out the mirage or marriage or whatever. They will bring out the pictures to enable to see ourselves. But we didn't have mirrors decorated in glass. So bringing a mirror at that time, imagine 500 years ago, bringing mirror to Africa, and an African seeing himself on a mirror. It's not that our people were primitive. They advanced in their own way. And these people brought their own deceptive pattern of colonialism. Mirror, sugar, processed sugar. Imagine a brown processed sugar. We actually were using honeys and the rest of them. We didn't have access to processed sugar. They brought us sugar. They brought us seasoning, Maggi cubes. They brought us what do you call it? What's the name of that thing? I forgot the name of that thing. I can't. It's too many things on my head. Now they brought so many fancy things to buy our own people, and then our people exchanged those things with some of our own humans. You can imagine that somebody will say, I'm going to give you 5 mirrors, and you give me 15 or 50 people with 5 mirrors. Can you imagine that? This was what happened. So imagine if somebody is valuing mirror, no matter what, if you have the sense of value in you that your own people cannot be replaced with anything, then you cannot sell your own people for anything. So I would not say everybody is to be blamed. The white man is to be blamed. Our own people are also to be blamed, because in other ways around, they also sold our own people. Some of them, not all, because there are actually people that fought and defended our own people. May God bless their souls. May their souls rest in peace. But there are actually those ones who actually sold us out. Now, there are other ones. This is just one. Another reasons why I would blame our own people. Another reason why I would blame our own people is that they were not prepared. They were taking everything for granted. There was a time Fela grandson in African Shrine in Lagos here was talking about colonialism, and he said your ancestors were not prepared. They say, what is the white man going to do? What is the white man going to do? Our oracles will protect us, our weapons will protect us. They underestimated them. And that's a number one thing. Another thing you should do in the security of a nation, you don't underestimate any unknown factor that is coming. Just like in the case of boxing, for example, or warfare or anything, it has been said, never you underestimate the plans of your enemies, because you never know what will fathom. You never know what will come after. You never know what will come. So it is this was how they were like, they can't do anything, nothing, they can't do anything. These men brought out guns, explosive materials, and then they actually defeated our people. The only nation that were able to fight, and they fought very well, are some of the nations here in Nigeria, the West, and then the northern part of the country in Nigeria. The South was already conquered. So they took slaves from there, and then they also, if you go to the regions of the South Africa, the Zulus fought, but unfortunately after some times they were defeated, but they did well. The only people that were undefeated were the Ethiopians. The only people that actually stood their ground and they were undefeated were the Ethiopians. This is the reason why Ethiopia today has its own writing, it has its own preserved culture, it has its own language, and little or no Western influence on it. So they have their own alphabet and writing. The rest of the people that were actually influenced in the rest of Africa have their own culture wiped out. Imagine, our own people have their own alphabets. We actually have alphabets just like the Ethiopians have their A and the B and the C and the Z's. They have their alphabet. They don't communicate using English. They have an alphabet, special symbols. They read with that, just like the Chinese. The Ethiopians are the only people in Africa that has that. And then I think some other nation, no, Ethiopia is the only country in Nigeria that even the computer is recognizing their own language. So what am I saying? All I'm saying is that betrayal comes from within. Before before the outsider will even succeed, betrayal usually comes from within, and it's one of those things, and there is always something to learn from it.
Well, my take on that was it's a little of the both. I believe our people, Africans, was claiming their territory and not selling people purposely.
Yes.
They was just if you own a land or your family was there and then strangers come in your land, of course you're going to want to get rid of them. In those days, that's how the people was thinking. And I think purposely they didn't know where they were sending them. I believe they just said, well, if we sell these people and get them out of our way, we can have our land.
Yes.
And not only that, we can have some money too.
Yes.
Because they didn't know on the other side of the water, I'm pretty sure. And that's where our African feel regretful that they made a mistake by selling the people to the foreign lands. But they really didn't know the other side. They was I feel they were just clearing up for their family to be able to survive in the part of the land that all invaders was coming in. Like, what do you have to say on that, to that?
Yes.
That listener that sent the message in.
Okay. The whole thing is the whole point of this is that when you talk of land, I think I will categorize that on land grabbing, and everything. They say all things happen for good. You could be doing something bad to people, and you never know that sometimes it's actually you preparing them for something great ahead. And of course, they said if you try to bury you, they tried to bury us. There was this saying, they said they tried to bury us, they didn't know that we are seed. Actually, I would have to use that just to explain some of the context for this question, because it is important to know that the moment some people fall, it gives rise to other people, and if other people rise, it brings fall to other people. So there's a natural balance to how certain things happen in life in general, and sometimes it is very mysterious to understand why certain things happen. Now, whether these people like it or not, there's a price on there. There's a price to pay, and it is generational. And it might look like they can't get away with it, because anything you do has a way of coming back to you. So it is the law of nature. It's one of those. It must come back. If it doesn't come back in this generation, it will come back in the generation to come. So they would pay for it in a different way. I'm not saying but the funny thing to understand is that it's not actually all this. Some of these white people, there are actually some people that didn't support slavery. There are some people that didn't support slavery, but there are people, majority of them, who actually were like, they have this exploring spirit. They were supporting slavery. They treat the Africans like animals, So at that time, there was nothing. There was nothing some people could do. The people who could defend, and some people prefer to die. If we are to dig into the story of slavery, we'll spend the whole 24 hours and it will not finish. The history is so heavy. The history is so heavy that it will fit more than the size of a Bible. Now, generally speaking, like I said, in the art of war, or in the art of in the psychology of crime, generally, there are certain people that have to, they have to betray their own people for that pattern of betrayal of selling people to work. Now, I think civilization cannot grow sometimes without one form of destruction, but it doesn't have to come in a way that it will destroy the culture of the people, destroy the heritage of the people, destroy the wealth of the people. Because before these people came, we have our own form of civilization. It's just that it was not coined in an English term. We have our own way of life, which we have a ruler, we have a king, we have leadership, we have everything is being dictated by the spirit of the ancestors. Everything is being done in orderly manner. The moment you do something evil, the spirits penalize you there immediately. You die. Sometimes you even die. Not even sometimes. Most often, the crimes you commit in the society is being penalized with death, or sometimes the extreme punishment, or you can be banished from a certain place. So there was law and order. And the way of the people were not primitive, just like the way other people were thinking. It's not actually primitive. If our own people were primitive, the Europeans were. There was a time, let me give you something. Let me give you a little insight before I forget. There was a time the British came to the ancient kingdom of Benin. They came to the ancient, there are actually many kingdoms spread all over Africa. It was nothing like country, no, it was kingdoms. And so for each location you go to, there's a king. And if this king maybe wants to meet with the king of Ashanti, or the Ashanti king wants to meet with the king of the Zulu, or the king of the Zulu wants to meet with this person, they were more of like an anarchical system of leadership, just like the way the Queen of England is. But it was not primitive. It was the people were so honest that you can buy something and leave a change on the floor there. Somebody will come and pick the change, leave it there, drop it, and come back and pick. Nobody touches it. It is there, and our people, because if you do something, the spirit will penalize you there instantly. So these people were so organized and civilized. And like I said, when the British came to ancient kingdoms of Benin, they met one of the Oba. I forgot the Oba's name. When they came, these people were actually trading. They buy and sell, and they actually sold in the highest currency then was in gold. So when the British came and they were like asking these people, And the people of Benin were laughing at these British people because they had a system of buying and selling that was existing at that time. That was why, after some time, these people said, no, 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 these guys are rich. These guys are rich. They have the bronze. Look at these artifacts. Look at the sculptures. Look at the everything. Look at the diamonds. Look at the precious goods and everything they store in the palace. They just store it for spirit. Look, we can just convert these things to another finished products, and these guys are just using it for oracles. They're using it to worship their ancestors. Isn't that foolish? To them it was foolish, but to us it was something sacred. It was something powerful. So you could like, these people were like, they were laughing at them because they actually found that these people were trading. They have a very structured economic pattern of business. Even though it was not in paper currency, it was in gold currency and other cowries. Yes, cowries was also used in the ancient times, and so they do exchange of goods and services, and everything was blossoming. So before the betrayal started coming, before the darkness came over the land, so whether we like it or not, one of the reasons for why these people came and destroy our own African and ancestral land is because they actually need people that were going to they needed manual labor, and they don't have the strength. We have everything. We have the strength, and sometimes I feel like I think if somebody should ask a question in general, they would be like, why should God bless these people? Why should God bless these people and not bless us? I would use that context like that. But in general, God gave them God gave everybody the gift and ability respectively in one way or the other. So, there are certain limits to what these people can do, and there are certain limits to what other people can do. Nobody has it all. So we're all gifted and unique in our own ways. So, but these people came, took our own people, sell some of them. But all we are saying generally is that I feel so pain. I'm even struggling to put this in a structured manner because I feel bad. I feel bad anytime I'm talking about this. But hey, it is what it is, and they said all things happen for good. So I think this is what I can say for now.
Now, also, like, you come up with something very important with this, and this topic can go on, but it do need to be discussed, and we like to discuss it because we have so many people have the wrong misconception of what happened, and we really don't know. We wasn't there, but we just giving our opinion because we don't want to say we telling the truth, because nobody knows who the real truth. This is our truth. This is nobody else's truth. This is our opinion, your opinion, my opinion, but this is not of the station, by the way. This is just our opinion. And what I feel here is, should we try to forget the history? Like, I think in Africa, mostly they just went on and they didn't erase it, but it wasn't nothing really to talk about. But now it's surfacing back up. Is that a good idea that it surfaced back up in Africa, and then Africa feel like they're guilty and they was to blame? And I think that's what happened in American colonies. They hold Africa accountable for it, and I don't feel Africa is accountable for it. I feel that it was a way of survival, and in all countries, not only Africa, but any country, in order to civilize, like, don't they have to have people beneath them to listen? Because it says not everybody can be a chief. In other words, you can have a chief, but if you have no followers, how you gonna be able to move forward? So, do you believe the earth is created for people to be less fortunate and has to follow others, and they're just born that way from nature? Because if you look at, which we can't compare humans to insects, but Let's go to the ants. The ants build. And I think we follow from behind the ants because the colonies and the way they build things, even the bees, they got the queen bee and they kill off in order to survive. So was it just our stage of primitive to survive? I feel that, but now it's harsh on everybody that everybody is blaming this one and that one. But if we wouldn't have did that, would there be a country now, and would there be will we still be back in the primitive stage? What do you think? Because this can be complicated. In order to progress, don't they have to bring on some type of people underneath them to build? But they should have paid the people, but was their money to pay? How would you pay and how would you build? That's kind of complicated. Can you
Yes.
give a little history at all, or can you think of something? Because we really don't know, but then you may have facts because you do your research. So what did you come up upon?
I think, I wouldn't say some people are born to lead and others are born to follow. I wouldn't say that, but some people are born with special trait, special communication skills, and they are naturally born with charisma to effectively influence other people, like to inspire, also inspire other people to manage and lead them well, because in this way others can follow their vision and achieve common goals. Now, for example, uh, you can tell that some imagine if we didn't have Bill Gates. Imagine if today we didn't have Mike Tyson. Imagine if today we didn't have Muhammad Ali. Imagine if today we didn't have Michael Jackson. Imagine if today we didn't have Elon Musk. Imagine if today we didn't have people that actually added to the growth of humanity. There are others who are actually, I think nature has given us blessings. We are blessed equally in one way or the other. So your job or your duty is to find out those gifts and abilities for which you are capable of doing. You wouldn't want to, like, there are actually people who don't want to do anything. They don't want to stress themselves. That also has been influenced, is also a negative influence on their own life, and it suppresses their own creative ability and creative energy, and it kills their own creative energy and spirit. So it tends at the end of the day makes them unproductive. But with these people I mentioned, for example, imagine if these people were not there. Imagine if Bill Gates didn't come, we wouldn't have had Microsoft. There are actually some people who actually brought so many innovations to this world. Without Tesla, we wouldn't have electricity. We would have had electricity, but not an alternating current. We would have just direct current or normal in other way. But imagine if Tesla was not here, no transformers, no radios, no TVs. It's the influence of other people. It is the contribution and ability of special gift of special people. And everybody is special, except that these people give their own time to research in. They find out the special abilities for which they were born with, and they use it to their maximum potential. They use it to the maximum, and they came up with great contributions to humanity. Today, if other people were not, let's say, for example, if Graham Bell, let's say the person who developed the mobile phone, the person who created the internet, the person who did that, if these people were not actually making some research and spending time working hard on their own God-given abilities, they wouldn't have come up with those things. Without Albert Einstein, nobody would discover the speed of light. It would take another generations or another years or hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions, to come before somebody would discover the speed of light and the rest of them. Yeah, so I think everybody is born to lead. People who are actually influenced by other people are actually people whose mind are weak. I wouldn't use that word, but I think if you look at it critically, you realize that their minds are actually not, it's not that active to be able to stand up for something. They have not found something to stand for. Because if you find something to stand for, you'll be able to be a leader in your own field. At least even if you're not a leader, you will have a voice. So I wouldn't say there are people. I believe in I believe in the balance of nature, because we're all created equal but differently. We're all created equal but differently. Different in a way that, in such a way that, in terms of gifts, because we're all humans. One, we're all humans. We all possess the same characteristics. We eat. We think. We have the same brain size. We have this different structures, heights, and all that. But the same human beings. We are the same human beings. The differences is what we devote our times to, and how we see the world, and how we want to achieve certain things. It depends on how our interests are. So because we are not born on the same day, we're certainly not going to die on the same day. We have different interests and different things. So I wouldn't say some people are actually born to lead, but some people, everybody's born with a special gift and ability to be able to make a change in one way or the other. So that is that I can say for now. Let's enjoy some songs from DJ Padmax, and then we come back and continue with the show. Please stay with us.
I know feel relate to, I know feel the way to. Any bad times, someone not to rosiqueto. I know feel the late to, I'm on the way to. You see my way you like, figure guys which you hate to. Even your boo got a boo. And you not gonna know what to do. For your mind now, you be the only mind. You go think say now, only you be boo. Dance come. I'm afraid of falling in love again. I got scars, baby, and you know it pains. Oh no. Me no one cry, me no one shed tears. Me a dead try, cause you're making me senseless. Giving me that tears. Picture, this feel like all that for me. Take my secrets, got them like precious money. I never want to hear you quiet, so I write songs for you. And I believe, yes I believe, I'm falling for you like a thief, breaking the knees. Cause when I see you, I feel to steal the keys to your heart again. Yeah, yes I believe, I'm falling for you like a thief, breaking the knees. Cause when I see you, I feel to steal the keys to your heart again. My baby bad, my baby good, my baby all the things I need. My baby bust up beside it, so my baby bust up beside it, so my baby bad, my baby good, my baby all the things I need. My baby bust up beside it, so bust up beside it, so steady your picture for me. I wanna take a picture, so this could last longer for me. Take my secrets, got them like precious money. I never want to hear you quiet, so I write songs for you. Opposition they come left and right, but I don't care. Pop they are front, say leave you, but I die there. No more milk come out, cause you are my only strength. But I reach up, I know that you're my best. And I believe, I'm falling for you like a thief, breaking the knees. Cause when I see you, I feel to steal the keys to your heart again. And I believe, I'm falling for you like a thief, breaking the knees. Cause when I see you, I feel to steal the keys to your heart again. My baby bad, my baby good, my baby all the things I need. My baby bust up beside it, my baby bust up beside it. Cause I am fucked up totally, I don't know how to keep company. So I've been drinking cognac, I've been drinking too many shots of cognac. One for the belly, another for the broken hearts. 3 for addition 4 so I don't go back. Looking for somebody who can watch my shoulders, so I can never be sober. I can never be so. Oh, yes I did it. I'm in a million and make for a living. When my little bit I'll post for the biggie. Let the camera like hit my titty, you know. Nobody's better than me. Nobody's better than me. I do it differently. Everybody can see, but I don't know what's over me. I'm overthinking everything. At times me feel like nobody can understand the way I feel. Cause I am fucked up totally, I don't know how to keep company. So I've been drinking cognac, I've been drinking too many shots of cognac.
DJ Coconut.
I like a smile, I like a vibe. I like you, I get one of a kind. Yo, make we relate, make we yap. Got a lot of things on my mind. You want to come, I want to wife. Oh, now you be the angel of my life. Oh, now you be the queen of my heart. Oh, now you be the apple of my eye, no be iPhone. Even if you do me wrong, oh, I know go back for you. Even though I did on zero, you know go back for food. Even if you show me shake it, I know go back for you. Even if you do me wrong, I want more of you. Only me want to see all of you. More of you. Only me want to see more of you. I want more of you. Only me want to see all of you. More of you. Yeah. Okay, auntie, I see for me you are very okay, oh. Look it, our love could fly like a shampoo, look it, oh. If it not be you, who I go want you? I like you, I get one of a kind. My love for you, for a month, oh. Got a lot of things on my mind. You want to go, I want to wife, I know. Now you be the angel of my life, oh. Now you be the queen of my heart, oh. Now you be the apple of my eye, no be iPhone. Even if you do me wrong, oh, I know go back for you. Even though I did on zero, you know go back for you. Even if you show me shake it, I know go back for you. I be putting my life on the line for my baby, my baby, my baby. Today, baby, ready all again. People know I make we day together, so we go run away, baby, run away. They want try take me away from you, make I no see your face. Run away. Now you be my nose, if you come up on my head, girl, I feel start to play place. Many men don't try, but now only me be together for life. Many get money pass me die, but this my baby no they collect all their bribe. She carry me the mama, she carry me the baba. May they give me blessing, they no one allow. All of our friends they laugh because she know they follow Bola. Tell her say one day I go make her. They know, everybody knows you. I be putting my life on the line for my baby. Today, baby, ready all the day. People know I make we day together, so we go run away, baby, run away. They want try take me away from you, make I no see your face. Run away. Now you be my nose, if you come up on my head, girl, I feel start to play place. Your friends introduce you to so-called big men. Say make you leave that small boy. Say I don't get any future. Say I know they man enough. They give you bad lecture. They go show you their Gucci, their Prada. They go choke you with all their designer. They go show you the way where they run her. This love, they go find way to block her. They know say they know be find love like this. They know be to find love like this. I know say I meet you for streets, but baby girl, you know they for the streets. Will you marry me? Even though you know me.
Talk about me, man, pick up your chest, I swear. If you don't get money, take it like that. When I face my fears, there's nothing I can't do from here. For more in the first date, I make mistakes, I swear. For knowledge, I sacrifice my fears, and I stand right here. I say I'm better and you can compare. There's when I get down, but do it, but they're fine. You know they can't see me outside, and me I dey walk, I dey cry. When I get down, but do it, but they're fine. You know they can't see see me outside. Cause me a day walk a day grind. When I get there, but they're mine. You know they can't see me outside. Cause me a day walk a day grind. When I get there, but they're mine. You know they can't see me outside. Cause me a day walk a day grind. Oh, say, me I see the look from my cheddar. I know say nobody only brother. But if me and you get issues, I forgive you and I don't resent you. I still love for you. I know say nobody only brother. And me I see the look from my cheddar. But if me and you get issues, I forgive you and I don't resent you. And it's simply the truth, I no lie to you. And if you like to fit dance it up, you're not go out that we animal. For my cheddar, you know me, I don't play. I no lie to do. I know if you force it upon you. But you know say nobody do, you know. If you dance it up, if you the streets, so when I get down, but do you take but you're mine. You know they can't see me outside. And me I there walk a day cry. When I get down, I do you take but you're mine. You know they can't see me outside. Cause me I there walk a day cry. When I get down, I do you take but you're mine.
You know I can't see me outside. Yeah, yes, we outside, we support it, we making you, we giving you the best of the day. We outside, Lagos, we outside, Africa, we outside, the motherland is outside, everybody's outside. We making sure that you have a beautiful startup for the day. This is Buju, and big shout out to all of you guys, the Nigerian artists who got their Headies Award yesterday at Atlanta in Georgia, Abi. Or if I'm not mistaken, in Atlanta, is it they call ATL or something in the United States? They had the Headies Award. Congrats to Buju, congrats to Rema, congrats to Black Bones, and of course the Burna Boy, King African Giant himself, and of course Odumodu Black got his own award, and so many guys still. Ashake also got his award. Nigerians are doing well. Nigerians are doing well in the entertainment industry, and of course we're never gonna back down, because we are just getting started, because the world is enjoying what we do and will continue to do. So in case you're joining us, this is King and Queen Radio / Brooklyn Station, and of course this is Monday Night Show, and a beautiful morning here in West Africa. We're giving you the best of the start of the day.
Well, this question is very important, and what I want to ask you, Lot, you gave such great history, and we learned a lot last week, and this week we're learning even more. But I want to ask you another thing here, and I want you to tell us, should it be that we call, because the foreigners love to say Mama Africa.
Okay.
But I have heard right here in Africa, they say Father Africa. So now which one should it be? Should it be Father Africa or Mama Africa? What do you say, Lot? That will bring on a war, but what do you say?
You know, Africa is better called Mama because it is the land of the origin. I believe, because my opinion doesn't matter on this very one, because Africa, whether I like it or not, it is the birthplace. It is the where humans originated from. And in as much as I believe that Africa is the birthplace of life, I believe that it should be called a mother, the mother figure. Like, birthed, you were birthed, you came out from the mother. So it's just like if you ask somebody a riddle, ask them, the chicken and the egg, which one comes first? Some people will say it's the chicken, and some people will say it's the egg. And whether we like it or not, the chicken comes from the egg and the egg comes from the chicken. So it is a good connotation to identify or call the motherland Africa. Whichever name you give it, it doesn't change the motherhood identity. It doesn't change the root, the default spirituality of Africa, because there's something about Africa. If you're coming, you will notice that the energy is different. The moment you even just look at the map. Just look at the map. If you don't feel that energy, I don't know. But maybe there are some people who don't actually feel the energy. They have to come for themselves and see certain things and, feel and connect with the energy of the ancestors. So there's a reason why there are many reasons why Africa is called the motherland. So one of them is where humans originated from. So it's one of those things that we need to understand that being a mother is like a figure, like why Africa is called like the mother continent. It's like a figure, not just like a feminine person. Like most often, it's called the mother of the continent. It is the oldest inhabited continent on earth. We have the fact, we have everything. The proof is there. So there are many. I can't even have enough answers to this. There are many reasons, because as a mother, Africa continues to feed the rest of the world with resources, both human resources and natural resources. Not just that, in many other parts, the spirituality is there. These are facts. You can dig up to this and you would understand yourself that it's just fit naturally to call Africa a mother. It fits naturally. You yourself know that it is right, when you call Africa the motherland. So it's spiritual. It's more than spiritual. So like I believe that man was created from here, and with evidence, science have had every evidence. There are so many things that have been wiped out from the history books. And of course, some people are waking up to the reality that what they learn from schools these days are not worth learning from, because some people believe that everything these days in school is a lie, for which I think for me, I wouldn't say there are ones that they are worth learning from, and there are ones that they have no bearing or distance at all. They have no navigation. You don't need those things. So those ones are what some people were told. There are some histories. I don't know why the Nigerian government stopped history. They actually stopped history in Nigerian schools. But, it's something that we Nigerians should go back to. And, even though Nigerians they don't joke with their cultures, but history has been removed from education in schools. So what do we go to school to learn from? So some people said they don't even need education again. Of course you do need education. Maybe it's not necessary, but if you think you can do without education, it's fine. There are actually people who don't need education. There are people who need to learn how to think. You read books, you expand your ideas. You read, you expand knowledge and everything. But generally speaking, it is more than a blessing to call Africa a mother. Just by mentioning the name Africa, they changed it, and even with the change, they still gave a good name to Africa. Land of the origin, the land of the black people, the land of the people of the sun. So the land of the gifted, the land of the strong people. So Al Kabula, many names. They called many names. There was a time when I was sharing the history of ancient Egypt, and the Arabs called us the land of the black people. They were generous. They accepted the religion of Allah. They were so welcoming. They were peaceful. And the same thing when Christianity came, it was accepted peacefully. Nothing happened except for the story of slavery. It is the slavery of the story. It is that slavery that actually destroyed so many things. But when these people came, they were welcomed. They were very much welcome. So, this is a place that is open to the rest of the world. Anybody can come. You can come. Some countries in Africa, you don't even come with visa. If you are coming as an American, you go anytime you want to go. You can get citizenship in a year. Nobody talks to you. You can go at any time. This is the best place in the world where you walk around and eat anything you want to eat and nobody talks to you. Of course, when you come here, you feel like you are the motherland. You definitely feel like this place is like a mother to you. There are so many Americans that are coming to Ghana now and Nigeria. They are investing in Africa. They don't even want to go back again to another countries. They only want to go back because they are used to that environment and their families are there. But when they want to, they told themselves, I have a friend that said when he's 60 years old or when he's 70, he wants to come and die in Africa. That was what he told me. We're into hip hop. He's also a producer and he's into hip hop. You know, he stays in, what's the name of that place? Is it California? No. Is it LA or something? I don't know. He's in LA or so, if I'm not mistaken. We do have a group for where people come from different parts of the world. So we were exchanging informations about Africa, you know. And so and I used to like feed them with some informations there in Africa. And I made a lot of friends. And they're telling me that they want to come to Africa. And I said, if you want to come to Africa, it would be a great thing. Come and invest in Africa, study Africa, you know, enjoy Africa. And the motherland is always welcoming, you know. It's one of those things. So Africa is a mother to humanity.
Okay, this is very important.
Yeah.
I know today is going, and I want to say to you, like, I love this show. We love it. I can't go to sleep. I have to be here and working, and I love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
And I want to say to everybody out there listening, welcome to Africa right now, and Africa is awake. And I hope you are waking up with us, and I hope you keep sharing, liking, and subscribing with this channel. And don't forget, I'm Sister Dobong, the African spiritual. You can call me 1718-253-7273. That's 1718-253-7273. You can write me African Reader at AOL.com. That's African Reader at AOL.com. AFRICANREADER at AOL.com. I really want to hear from you.
All right, you can call. The number again is +1 in case you're outside of the states. It's +1 718-253-7273. For those people that are around Brooklyn, New York, you can come to 1752 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn in New York. And of course, you can reach out to our own social media platforms. We're always 24/7 available online. And of course, big shout out to DJ Tony Blend. DJ Tony Blend. You're always tuning up in the studio, keeping it real. And salute. You doing a great and amazing job over there, and we're always sticking to the frequency when the station goes live. Enough respect, brother. All right.
Well, this has been a very good morning, and so many people's called in and left their message. Don't forget to visit sisterdubong.com. And guess what, folks? I have a station also on Brooklyn now. It's called WVIP 935 FM. So you want to visit Brooklyn Station. It's also called WVIP 935 FM. So tell a friend, tell everybody, and visit Brooklyn Station. We will be bringing a Caribbean music to Brooklyn Station.
Yeah.
And don't forget to call me Sister Dobong. That's 718-253-7273. We had a great show this evening here. I love everybody. I see you Monday night on my show, the new King and Queen radio show, alongside guests and also so many people. So you want to tune in on kingandqueenradio.com and be live with us also on brooklynstation.com. So it's a lot of changes going on. So folks, stay tuned.
Yeah, in case you don't know, you better start coming for your slot. If you have a business to advertise, we have plenty slots for you. You can buy a slot with King and Queen Radio. You can talk to the CEO and owner directly. You know, you don't have to go through anybody. You can talk to the owners of the station herself directly, Zina Palin. +1 718 253 7273. Like if you have a product to advertise or services you want to air it on our show, or you want to air it directly, or you want to be hosted as a co-host, we have the best radio stations in the world where people can come at any time and do their thing. We are multicultural. We are never religious. We are in fact the most versatile radio stations on earth. I am a testimony to this, because we've never go against anyone. We've never violated any community standard. We are always on top of the game, bringing people together, playing the best of music, sharing the best of informations, and we have the potential world audience where you can advertise your products and your business and of course your services. So you need to calm down and join us, right? So enjoy these songs from Rema, and then we come back and wrap up the show.
You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. I see this fine girl from my party, she wear yellow. Every other girl they do too much, but this girl mellow. Now in my fine situation, I go use they tell I'm mellow. Finally I find way to talk to the girl, but she ain't no one follow. Who you gonna phone for one? When you know I come for one, then I start to feel a bum bum one. But she dey give me small small one. I know say she sabi pass it down one one. But she feeling insecure, cause her friends go they go my light ring go on. Go they go my light ring go on. Baby calm down, calm down. Yo, this your body, you put in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom, phantom. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me young girl, oh young girl. No tell me no, 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 oh, 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 oh. Baby, come give me your lo, 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 oh, 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 oh. You got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty, come give me your lo, 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 oh, 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 oh. As I reach my house, I see me got a small wall. As me I wake up, now she did my mind don't walk. Then one day two, one of you folk go us. Now so me I go down, so me we link go up. As I start to tell her, you know my heart it is. Baby girl, if you leave me, I don't go love again. Because he gave many girls we put my heart for pain. Baby, you feel my pain.
DJ Pop Max.
Got a bag full of feelings and a heart full of regrets. This baggage is confused, no plane, don't mean to digress. I wanna know, what's the reason why you move this slow? As you move, no, they cross my lane. Shorty nonsense, my best to mommy. My best to mommy. If you get the problem, my best to mommy. My best to mommy, and they fight my own demons. Don't you see? Don't you see if you get the problem? My best to mommy, my best to mommy. No. Oh yeah, mami, yo, mami, go. And I know feel like for you, mami, yo, go loco pa me, yo. I mean, not they love, but they try me, yo. Say my kind life, no they funny, yo. Many things I seem feed up by me, yo. Big money, man, nothing tiny, yo. I mean, no they take man, I find my own demons. Keep the bad energy going. Play with no time when you see us. If we got the right energy on it. Bust to the rhythm, nothing long, yeah. We'll fly with the thing on it. And who know they grind, know they belong, yeah. Bad energy, no come outside. Shorty nonsense, my best to mommy. My best to mommy. If you get the problem, my best to mommy. My best to mommy, and they fight my own demons. Don't you see? Don't you see if you get the problem? My best to mommy, my best to mommy, no. If you live this kind of life, I don't leave you, go no. Man, I leave, I don't send no person. Send me, I don't send no man. I don't live my life on a low, I need a show. Steady round, cool. Say you sweet pass, kuno Day by day you dey boss in my bololo. You got me like whoa. You feel on my beat. You sabi ladder, I climb my The thing in the making your leg, it with it.
Been a long time before you see a real G, we go hold you down and knock you off your feet. I'm a thing now, I love you, can't you see? Be me with the yarn, it's not the NSC. The way you sang hello the other day, I said man gonna try and look the other way. Give my life up if you want to run away, I go follow, you no need to shala you. Kilo fake, I want to be there the way I go, the lady pipe, you go the fear, you go confirm, I'm say the bad, not really care. If you pay me the best, my little best. We go gym, we go make your misery end. You know I get the V, man, I look who send. And as long as you are making that booty bend, when I knock on your door, now that won't be the gang.
You sabi what you dey do. You dey make me dey mukulu. Say you sweet pass, kuno. Day by day you dey boss in my bololo. You got me like whoa. You feel on my beat. You sabi ladder, I climb my The thing in the making your leg, it with it.
You go call me Ole Ajibole, the way I skip borrow. And you no go need any love doctor. Emi ma gba mo lo. Oh yeah, Abella danger with it. That I shade this your body too spicy like I am a shade. No, you want something new and not the cliche. Oh yeah, cash come and defend your cash. No do garage, no fake girl. I want to be there the way I go. The lady pipe, you go the fear. You go confirm I'm say the bad, not really care. If you pay me the best, my little best. We go gym, we go make your misery end. You know I get the V, man, I look who send. And as long as you are making that booty bend, when I knock on your door, now that won't be the gang.
You sabi what you dey do. You dey make me dey mukulu. Say you sweet pass, kuno. Day by day you dey boss in my bololo. You got me like whoa.
DJ
You feel on my beat. You sabi ladder, I climb my Sitting in the back of your leg,
King and Queen Radio. King and Queen Radio.
Number one David Brown. Lyrical master.
On the beat, King Crack.
None of me yet.
Hello, how are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, hello? Hello, how are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, hello?
She want top up. She want a guy who go top up. She want a rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up. She want top up. She want a guy who go top up. She want a rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up.
None of me yet. Excuse me, baby, let me talk to you. Excuse me, can I have your number? Excuse me, girl, I wanna make you mine. She said she's not interested. Excuse me, baby, let me chat with you. Excuse me, will you be my lover? Excuse me, girl, I wanna make you mine. She said she's not interested. She said she want man like Adeleke. She said she want man like Dangote. She said she want man like Adedola. If you send her the robbers. She said she want guy like Timaya. She said she want guy like Opio. She said she want guy like Starboy. If you knock at the robbers.
Oh my girl, you want top up. She no like any guy with the fuck up. If you no get money for your pocket, make you shut up.
Hello.
How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, hello? Hello, how are you doing, girl? How are you doing, girl? How are you doing, hello? She want top up, she want a guy who go top up. She want a rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up. She want top up, she want a guy who go top up. She want a rich guy who fit top up. She don't want any guy who no fit top up. Hello, how are you? Real things on this. Ben Craft on the beat. Dream Cent on the mix. BNH record. How are you doing?
You're listening to King and Queen Radio.
Christine, give me time on your space. Make all up for the place. I not gonna ever down for your love. I give you all that you dream of. More than a good, she nice. She give me all the melody and vibes. More than a good, she nice. Oh, give me that loving, yeah, yeah. Give me that loving, that loving, that loving, yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me that loving, yeah, yeah. Give me that loving, give me that loving, yeah, yeah. Some of them are young, some of them are snitching. She be my melody, I've been searching. She's the fine girl I've been searching for, yeah, yeah.
I'm all the Eminado. She fine past 3 mommy water. Your waist personality, they cause kata kata. Oh, I'm tempting to touch your body, oh. If you don't know, you gon' know.
Loving you is all I want to do. Make you come turn me to moo.
I'ma get shake it like that, like a dad for me, Jaji.
Okay, before I go, don't forget Zambia is the home of the world's largest edible fungus called Ichiroloa.
Okay.
And that is beautiful. Ichikoloa is a real mushroom that feeds a family for a day. Okay. So it's one of Africa's treasures, a work of nature. So don't forget, if you really get hungry, you better go to Zambia because you can have some food and won't ever go hungry. Okay. All right, folks, I had a good show with you this morning. Stay tuned and visit King and Queen Radio, brokerstation.com, sisterthebong.com. And before we go, let them know about our artists and where they can get their music. And we want to big up and shout out to Smoke Kitchen is right now climbing all the charts. He is on top of the charts a lot. And David Brown is following him. So we want our other artists to promote, and people please promote our other artists. Like, give them the name of the artist and how they can support them. Thank you, and God bless you all, and have a very good morning.
Yeah.
Before we go, like, give us something to eat real fast. Something that we don't have to cook, because I have to eat something fast, because I have a lot of work to do. Talk to y'all later. God bless you all, and enjoy the new shows.
Yeah, it's always blessed to have you. You know, it's always, I feel blessed to always have you in the studio anytime we run the program together. You know, it's always a blessing to have you anchor the show. So it is a great honor, and for me and for the rest of the team, everyone is making sure they put a lot of effort and making sure that all the programs go together in shape. A big shout out to King and Queen radio artists David Brown, King Smoke's Kitchen, DJ Pat Max, Chris Dame, Trigger Fire, Boy Wire, and of course the all the rest of the team. These guys are making a lot of effort to stay relevant in the music industry in Nigeria, because Nigerian music industry is very competitive, and of course we really need, apart from the help they're getting from the radio station, we need your help to promote their songs. Of course, all their links are on the station's page on the description. You can get the link on our social media platforms. On King and Queen, you just search King and Queen Radio, you see all our pages. You see Brooklyn Station, you see Sister Dobong. They are all connected to each other. So once you search King and Queen Radio, you see Brooklyn Station, you see groups, you see pages, and all of them are active. So, and especially anytime we go live, you can be able to join the show. You can make your contributions, you can drop in the comment section, and you also ask questions as well. So our artists are David Brown, Smoke's Kitchen, Chris Dame, Trigger Fire, Boy Wire, and of course was that his name? There are like a list of them. The list go on and on. And subsequently, King and Queen Radio is also looking out to promote other artists. If you know that you have the talent, you are talented, you can send your songs to africanreader@aol.com, africanreader@aol.com, together with the details, your biography, your song, and then you tell us about yourself, and let's hear your song, what you are capable of, and then the station will reach out to you. So there are all the artists' names and their handles on our social media platforms, and then you'll be able to support the artists like by sharing their songs. You can just be listening just by you, whether it is on Deezer, Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Boomplay, Deezer, all those things are supporting the artists in one way or the other. So a big shout out to the Headies. They did a wonderful and amazing job. The Headies 2023 Headies next rated award was Ashake. Ashake is doing amazingly well. Who's Your Guy is the best collabo with Tiwa Savage and Spyro. Mr. Money won. He won the best album, Ashake, and then Burna Boy also won. Tonto DK, Don't Play Me for a Fool, also won. Alternative, Alternative by Obonjaya, and then Last Boy, Last, Everybody Go Chop Breakfast won the best singles for the year, and Libyanka, Central African artist, Libyanka Fonji, the one that did People, so she won an award too at the Headies. Diamond Platinum's East African artist, Rema, the African Artist of the Year, and Declan Rice, be like Declan Rice. Odumodu Black, the best rap single. Shout out to you, Odumodu Black. And coincidentally, he sang that song for Declan Rice of Arsenal, and then Arsenal won their match yesterday. It was amazing. And then Abracadabra won the best producer, Rexy. Chance, Street Hop by Sheyi Vibes, Odumodu Black, Rookie, For My Hand, R&B, Ed Sheeran and Burna Boy, Soweto. Victony, he won an award. Simi won an award. Blaze Beats won an award. Fave Adekunle Gold won an award. Rema, baby, calm down. We were telling you to calm down earlier. It was a motivation from Rema. Rema won an award with the best music video. That video got more than 1 billion views. I'm not talking about hundreds, thousands, millions, billions of views. So Ira Star also won the best female artist, signed by Don Jazzy. Black Sherif, West African artist, Rema artist, so many of them won an award. It was an amazing experience. Burna Boy was missing at the Headies due to some serious controversies, because he believed that with all these achievements, Nigerians has not been showing him love, which I can understand, because we have been seeing things here in Nigeria. So he didn't come, and he won 3 good awards, but he was not there. to take the awards. So I think he still dedicated the award he got in UK to Nigeria. He said he cannot deny where he come from. He's still Nigerian. He might have misunderstanding with his people, but he's still our own, and we're still together. So big shout out to Burna Boy and all the Nigerian guys keeping it real out there. So guys, this is the time for us to draw the curtain. We will see you once again, same time, same station next week. Goodbye.
Let the music play for a long time, long time, long time. Let the music go for a long time.
DJ Real Bits.
Sister Dobong, the true original African reader and advisor, has reunited loved ones and families, helped many prosper in business, brought favor in difficult court cases, helped with the most desperate problems where many have failed.
Call me, Sister Dobong, at 718-253